guys, it's Luke for the Three Hammers here. Welcome to All the Gear, No Idea, the show that I do on weekends where you control the topics, you control the questions, and you control where the show goes. I've got the computer, I've got the internet. If you've not subscribed here already, please do. But let's get on with the show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Hello guys, how are we doing? I forgot to put my camera on. I hope you're all well. It's Sunday. I thought I'd do one of these. It's been a while. Paul wasn't available to do a podcast today. So I thought, let's get together. Let's have a little chat, talk some West Ham stuff. There's loads of West Ham stuff out there. Obviously, we've got Bowen's injury we could have a little discussion about. We've got the Seville game to build up to. We've got yesterday's game and then obviously the games that are coming thick and fast over the next few weeks. Let's start with your comments, guys. So Matt Rainey says, morning, we are still fifth in the table. I still think we can achieve some type of European football next season. Champions League would be a dream, but I think Europa League should be the minimum target. Yeah, definitely still got a massive chance of getting European football, mate. It's hard. It's going to be hard to do because Arsenal is the team I'm looking at. I believe they've got 4 games in hand over us, and I think they play Watford today. So not the hardest of games for them. You got Manchester United probably will get beaten by Manchester City today. So it's going to be between them teams, and obviously Tottenham as well are in there as well. So we need a few teams to do us some favours to definitely be guaranteed. All this COVID stuff, earlier in the season, which has piled up fixtures. There is the argument, it's better to have points on the board. We've seen that with Tottenham, but a team like Arsenal just seem to be in good form at the moment, and that is the team that scares me the most in terms of a team that could take us and, knock us out of that top 6 place. I hope it's not the case, but we'll see. If no one's seen the show before, we just sit, we discuss. It's not really much structure to it. We sit, your comments come in, I talk about it, and hopefully your comments start off something in the chat to lead to more questions, and then we have a bit of fun at the end. Europa Conference League isn't something I would want, especially with how well we started this season. And in Europe, Antonio has now scored 30 goals in 3 seasons, but we still need a striker. 30 goals in 3 seasons, 10 a season. Is that a world-class striker? No, it's good. It's a good return. If that was a midfielder, if that was Souček, someone like Kevin Nolan is a good example, weren't it? That Nolan always used to hit at least 10 goals around that sort of area a year throughout his career. So that's a good return for a winger turned striker. But yeah, I get what you're saying, mate. We definitely need some more. Give Okaflex a chance, mate. I've been saying it all bloody season. I would love to see Okaflex given a chance. Really excited me in the Celtic friendly way back in August. I think he actually did he score in that game as well. Looks really exciting player and may be forced into it now as well. Obviously with Bowen's injury, no official news yet, but he may be forced into doing something like that now. The likes of Johnson, Ashby, Okaflex, Chester's Perkins could be crucial next season if Moyes gives them the go, in my opinion. Yeah, obviously loads of changes are going to happen. We know that Noble's going to retire. Don't think we'll sign Alex Crowell. Obviously Areola will go as well. And there's a couple of others that could go. So you've got to be putting these players in. I'm really aware, just for those of you who don't know, I'm really aware about the fact that I say quite loud now. Someone pointed it out in the comments the other day. So whenever I say it, I start with like cringe inside. And I know I say a lot as well. There you go. The intro, Luke, is wicked. Thanks, bro. That's a big thank you to JP, actually, from WHU TV. He put that together for me. So close to getting a result yesterday. We played very, very well. We certainly did. I wasn't confident at all going into the game. And obviously after Rice was ruled out, I was a bit like, 2-0 loss is a good result. The fact that, we conceded early, sort of 25 minutes in, but we defended really, really well, I thought. Luis Diaz was their best player. Really excited. He's going to be top player for them next year. Already is. But we missed some massive chances. The Fornals one was a huge chance. Lanzini one was, unforgivable. And then obviously Antonio had one late as well, where he potentially could have squared it. We had enough chances in that game to get something out of it, and we'll play a lot worse and lose. I'm hoping, that we can have that sort of level of performance again against Seville. That we'll need to be, nothing less than that. We need to be on top of our game, but we need to start taking our shot. I do believe at some point we go through these sort of stages where we sort of have games where we create a lot of chances and nothing goes in. But then in a few weeks later, we'll go and spank someone. That's just the way football seems to go. Mitchell, Liverpool fan. I thought you guys deserved something from last night. Shame about Bayern being injured. Looking forward to you lot against Seville. If you play at the same level you did against us, you'll win. I think we'll definitely give them a massive game if we play to that level, mate. Defensively, I'm not worried about us, to be honest with you. I think defensively we're good enough. Zuma just totally calms everything down. And we're capable. We're very organised. We're very hard to break down. It's just putting them chances away. There's only so much the defence can do, and there's only so much you can rely on the defence before those strikers have to do something to take pressure off them. Thank you all for joining, guys. 15 of you so far. I know that's really early, but I thought I'd get one out there because obviously Paul's not about, like I say. The game against Seville is 5:45 kickoff, by the way. Yes, I'll be ordering myself some nice Chinese when I get in that day and enjoying the game with a lovely apple, as I call it, a special apple juice, not the just pure apple juice, a nice alcoholic one. I thought we were unlucky last night. I thought we was unlucky last night. We had plenty of chances and grew in the game. We did, Duncan, mate. We did indeed. A big plus is that we didn't concede last minute. Hello, lads. Hello to you too, mate. If we look at the Jared Bowen one, let's talk about that. The Jared Bowen thing is a huge loss. That now, if it is a cruciate ligament, not cruciate, Achilles injury, because it was a funny one. It was a really funny one. Obviously, he's tried to get up and run again. It's a huge loss. Huge loss. So, you look at Zuma, Rice, and Bowen as our three best players this season, and the fact that Antonio's not fully scoring goals, and Bowen was in a rich vein of form, and I'm absolutely gutted for him in terms of if he is out for the rest of the season now. He was on literally the cusp of the England team, and I do believe he would have got picked for the England team. And now he's got to rebuild that all again. If he's injured, I don't know. I don't know officially yet, but it didn't look good, and I'm absolutely gutted for him. What going forward though now? Obviously, he was one of the only sort of, and I won't call him raw pace, but just that little bit of pace that we do have in the team. That's gone now. And then you're going to have what I call number 10s, Benrahma, Fornals, Lanzini, that potentially might have to fill in that right wing role. Or one of the youngsters, one of the young boys might have to come in. Or will he go, what I think he potentially will go and play Fredericks at right wing? I don't know. I really don't know. I think in the first leg with Seville, I think it will be a draw. When we're at home, we will make the London Stadium a fortress, and hopefully we'll win. I'm buzzing for both us. Yeah, mate, listen, I said it yesterday, didn't I? These situations don't come along for West Ham fans. I've been on this planet 37 years. The furthest I've seen us go is Steaua Bucharest, when Stevie Potts made a mistake on the night. I believe when was that, 2000, was it? That's the furthest I've seen West Ham get in Europe. I've seen us get absolutely spanked by Palomero, seen us lose to Astragugu twice. The most glamorous tie probably as a West Ham fan that I've seen is probably FC Metz. And then you've got Jokerit, Heerenveen, teams like that back in the day. The fact that we are in the last 16 against Seville, enjoy it, because they won't come along often. We know that as a West Ham fan. We've waited long enough just to get qualified for the group stage. It's been a great run, and let's just hope it can continue at least one more round. It would be nice. It would be nice to go one more. Is Benrahma Bowen's direct replacement? It's a massive drop off in quality. I agree, mate. Benrahma just, I don't know, doesn't look like he wants to be there at the minute. And I know he's being scapegoated a bit, but he has been shocking. Last few games he has been shocking, and I'm a big Benrahma fan. Anyone can go back on the channel. I was one of the big ones defending him last year. But honestly, mate, it would not surprise me if he's one of the first ones out the door. I think if a bid comes in for him around the sort of price we paid for him, that 25 million, I think he could be one of the first ones out the door. I'll be a bit gutted because I do like him, but it doesn't suit Moyes' mantra, and I don't think he's done enough. Sorry. His early season form was good, but I don't know. I don't think Moyes trusts him to play as a cam. And he's not doing it on the wing. He's not like for Brentford. He was cutting inside and scoring goals. I don't know. He's not being as effective as he was for them as is for us. I hope he's not injured. He will be a huge loss. He certainly will. Imagine it would be Ben Rama. Duncan says Moyes is a stubborn git. Why won't he use them? Plus, it takes 5 minutes to show them what to do. It does. People keep saying it. We see it with the Middlesbrough game the other night where that young boy come on and scored against Tottenham. We've seen it with Freddie Sears when he scored an important goal against Blackburn that, contributed to us staying up. I know he didn't go on and score much more after that. I remember him hitting the post against Everton at Goodison, Freddie Sears. And I think if that would have went in, it would have been a different story for his career. I think he might have stayed at West Ham a bit longer. We've seen it. We've seen, young Ravel Morrison, Mark Noble, when he got in scoring goals when he first sort of broke in. They're hungry. They're exciting. They want to play. I have nothing against youth players playing. I'm not saying play them all at once, but come on, we need to something. Liverpool was a bit of a what if game. I agree, mate. It's one of them. You can't get all those sort of chances against Liverpool and not take one of them. I always sat again, games like Man City, games like Old Trafford back in the day, and games at Stamford Bridge. You get one or two chances in a game, and you've got to take them. You're not going to get 10, 12 chances like you might do against, no disrespect to lesser opposition. And if you take that one chance, you give yourself something to hold on to. And sometimes it's all about timing with those games as well. You need to be scoring sort of about that 65th minute mark, 75th minute mark when it's a little bit hard. If you score too early, sometimes you anger these big teams. So, a what-if game, it's a good way of summing it up, I think, mate. I thought Fornals was excellent. He always does put a good shift in, mate. I would argue that Fornals is our best passer. I really do. I think Lanzini is our best holder of the ball in terms of keeping possession and close control. But I believe Pablo Fornals is without doubt the best passer in our team. But Mark Noble, that pass he played to Mikel Antonio, if that was Kevin De Bruyne, I'll tell you what, all of Match of the Day and all of Twitter would have been cream and knickers over that, because that was a beautiful pass, absolutely beautiful pass last night. Agrees with Duncan. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Like I say, any topics that you want discussed, this is your show, this one. This is where you put questions in or any topics about West Ham and we discuss it. I read out every single comment during this show. Paul Chambers says, I don't know if we have a striker coach, but all this week, the whole forward plays need to finish in drills, one-on-ones. If we could finish, we would have got at least a point last night. I agree, mate. Apparently, Demba Ba's back at the club. I'm sure I read that. And he's working with some of the kids. So maybe you could get him in. He was a good finisher, wasn't he? Had a good career, scored a lot of goals. Mark Noble played out of his skin yesterday. Well played for the old boy. He did, mate. He did play very well last night when he came on. And it's quite ironic, actually. We played our best football when Bowen come off and Declan Rice wasn't in the team against Liverpool. One of the best teams in the world. Glenmar says younger players have no fear. Certainly don't, mate. We have always had an excellent academy. Yeah, sometimes, and then sometimes not so good. We go through patches where we produce some good players. Bobby's, Trevor Brookings, Tony Cotty's, Rios, Joes, etc. And then there was a generation of Jack Collinson, Tompkins. And then it went a little bit quiet, and then it's just slowly started to get good again. Manu was man of the match. Yeah, I agree. Fantastic last night. Noble was class last night. Morning, gutted about yesterday. Felt heartbreaking when we lost the game when you was a kid. Yeah, mate, it was a deflating one yesterday. But I have to say, and I don't like talking like this, but I was proud. I was proud of the boys last night. There was a lot of positives to come out of that game. We just need to finish chances. You can't waste chances. Definitely, Fornals has a super eye for a pass. He also puts in a great dead ball. Our corners were a bit wasteful yesterday, though. I have to say that, Duncan. I thought our corners were a little bit wayward yesterday. Apologies, guys. I believe we're linked with a couple of players. Today there was a striker that I read in the Sun. I can't remember his name though. Onana or something like that. His name was. Yeah, Lil Wonder Kid. Amadou Anona. Can't say I know much about him. He's only broke into the Lille squad this year, but apparently 20 million potentially would get him out of the club. We do need to go big in the summer. It's a huge summer ahead for us. How good was that Luis Diaz for them though? What a player he is. He looks top quality, doesn't he? Really good on the ball. Top player. I think we should do away with VAR as a so-called big team still getting away with murder. I agree. I'm not sure whether it was offside or not. I've seen it a few times. It's a tough one, but the way they died. If that was the reverse, and it was, let's say, Antonio had put that in, and he was that sort of exactly the same line with Van Dijk, they would be getting every single ruler and every single line out that they possibly can to try and get it as an offside. When it's Liverpool, it seems that things are very quickly looked at and then it's done. I'm only top 16, it's done. But yeah, it was never going to get to Silad at Anfield. Never, ever. Offside don't exist at Anfield for them. The Johnson ball for 4 hours miss was superb. We've been missing that sort of urgency. We have, mate, just, go for it. What's it called? The classic Sam Allardyce, percentage football. It's unexpected for sometimes, go for it, hit it long, go fast. Football is a frustrating game. Lose to Southampton. And they lose to Villa 4-0. Yeah, mate, it's just the way it goes. Like Leeds game. When I look at that Leeds game that we lost a couple of weeks ago, 3-2, how do we bloody lose that game? They are awful. And they played a bit better yesterday, but they were awful, mate. Stats against Villa: played 45, won 12, drawn 20, lost 13. Luke, are you confident that we can get a result against Villa? I think most of you would agree, and the stats sort of don't lie there, mate. All I ever remember from Aston Villa games on all my years going and all my years watching it, it's always a classic 1-1 or a 2-2. And we've had some really good results a couple of times recently. Last year was a good one, obviously, Jesse Lingard's debut last year. But a draw seems to always be the result that this game is. We're always very similar teams. We're probably slightly better than them this year. I like what Gerrard's done there. He's brought some good players in. Coutinho is a good signing for them. That new striker they've got, I can't remember his name, the striker. When I do the preview of so I know that I can't remember the guy's name. He looks top player, the new striker they've got in there. And I expect, that they're going to stay up. And I think Stevie will go big again. There are rumours that maybe someone like Luis Suarez, I know he's a bit older, but what a signing that is. That's, I don't care how old he is. If he's still good enough to, that's why I always say about Diego Costa. I don't know why we didn't go in for him on a free transfer. You put him on a 6-month deal, you put him on a year deal. If it don't work out, it don't work out. But there's no denying that if you got the ball to Diego Costa in the box, he's going to put it in. And that is, I don't care if you're old enough. You got to look at Teddy Sheringham. When Teddy Sheringham was West Ham, what was he play 57? And he was still scoring goals. That's the last thing you forget to do. Even someone, again, I wouldn't sign him, but like Jermaine Defoe, he's still banging him in. Again, he's like 40 odd years old now, and if you know where the goal is, it goes in. It does. It was only one goal again. We have only been beaten twice by more than one goal. Like I say, mate, defence ain't the thing that bothers me. It was a little bit wobbly when it was Diop and Dawson. But when Zuma's there next to anyone, really, it just seems calm. Johnson's a really good defender as well. And I thought the way that, and I've got to give credit to Cresswell yesterday, the way that Cresswell and Fornals dealt with Salah yesterday was excellent. We can defend. But like I say, it comes to a point where you have to start scoring goals. We owe Cherrod a massive beating. Do you think Rice will leave in the summer? I read somewhere it is likely he wants to play Champions League, and if we don't qualify, we'll leave. What's your thought? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. My brain switches. It's a World Cup year. His place, in my opinion, barring injury, is a secure one. I think he's one of the first sort of names on the team shirt for Gareth Southgate. I don't think he's got any reason to leave this year. I'll be honest with you. Unless we get no Europe at all. But if we got Europa League again, I think he will look at the summer transfer window, and it is basically like a last chance saloon in terms of if we were to keep him. It's about investing wisely, and I don't think we will. I don't think until these guys go in 2023 and Krotensky takes over full ownership, I just don't think they're going to be willing to spend any money. If a big bid comes in, and I'm talking 100 plus, it needs to be 100 plus. I can't see them saying no. If that is the case, I do think we should be going and trying to get Brozier and Conor Gallagher out of there as well as part of it for those replacements. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think he has to leave this year. I really don't. He can't say we're not going places. We're not investing, and the club's not investing. But in terms of a football team, we have sat in the top 5 and top 6 for nearly 2 years now. And we are at the latter stages of Europa League and competing with a really, really thin squad. If this squad was beefed up, I really think we could have achieved something special this year. We still might do the Europa League. I doubt it. But as a club, they've got to make him want to stay. And I think he would like to stay for another year or two. But you can't deny that he is getting to that stage where he's too good for us as well. And because we are not buying players around him. He reminds me sometimes when he plays, a bit like Scott Parker, when, Scotty had that drive, but Scotty scored a few more goals than Rice. But he's got that same sort of drive and that same sort of will to win. And you could tell when we had Scott Parker, he was so good. And it did get to the stage, obviously, when we got relegated. He was too good for us, Scott Parker. That's the same sort of pattern I'm seeing with Rice now. Massive Scotty Parker fan I was as well. Scotty Parker was top player for West Ham. I agree. I'll never forget 06. No, I don't think we ever will forget that, guys. Duncan says, I read that Decker's already agreed terms with Chelsea. Yeah, there's a few little them articles out there, mate. I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know what's going to happen there. But the longer that, to be honest with you, the longer that takeover takes to happen, the better for West Ham, in my opinion. Remember we played yesterday without Rice? Yeah, and obviously the Watford game as well, mate. The Watford game was a game that we played without Rice. I know Watford are not that good a team, but again, we played well without Rice. I love Declan Rice. Brilliant player. But will West Ham survive? Will West Ham still be a football club? And will West Ham still be a decent club without Declan Rice? Is there life after Declan Rice? Yes, there is. If we invest wisely. If we went and got an Adam Brozier, a Conor Gallagher, for example, or even going for Phillips again if Leeds were to go down. If Declan Rice was to go and we got 4 players that improve our team, then there's life after Rice. There is. I don't want him to go, but we've got to be realistic, and he will go. We can't have the same mistakes as what we did with Rio Ferdinand when we're bringing in like Rigobert songs and titty cameras. If we're going to sell Declan Rice, David Moyes will know that already. David Moyes will know whether Declan Rice is going in the summer. Go and identify them 4 players now. Cannot have another situation where Hollah goes, for example, and then these players are not replaced because, we didn't have time, or it crept up on us. No, you know whether he's going. Identify the players you want. See whether they're available. If they're not available, go and identify someone else. And if they're not available, don't sell him. Don't sell him. the end of the day, we own his contract. We own his contract. Waffling on a bit there, guys. So, I agree, Ben. He keeps saying about the Champions League, so I think he will go unless we win the Europa League. We haven't got to sell, though. We haven't got to sell. Let's remember that. We have not got to sell him. We have got him for, I think, another 2 years. And we've got an extension on it as well. His price is not going to drop that much in a year. So we can afford, if he stays at West Ham for another year and goes and has a worldie of a World Cup, teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona are going to be wanting him anyway, if they don't already. I think Rice will do one more season. But if we do something proper next season, he will stay beyond the next 2 to 4 windows. Just my opinion. Yeah, it's all about the summer, mate. Do I believe that West Ham, obviously knowing that Mark Noble's going to retire, will let Declan Rice go this year? I don't think so, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not on the board. Spending will start after the 23rd change of 2023. I agree, mate. Souček had a better game last night. Yeah, he was a bit more busy, wasn't he? The team is always bigger than the player. Players come and go, fans remain. I thought I'd shook this cough off. It's come back now. The actual owners are waiting to cash in on Rice and Bowen, then leave. Yeah, obviously Bowen as well, but with Bowen's injury, I'm sure Liverpool will wait. Look, you could tell that Klopp went over there, didn't he, when Bowen got injured? Oh no, one of the players I wanted in the summer's injured now. So there definitely is some admiration there from Klopp. I still think Liverpool might go in for Rafinha. And Bowen won't go there. I think Rafinha suits their style a bit more. And I know, talking to Liverpool fans, I don't know whether the Liverpool guy that always comments on the channel is still in the chat. Who would you prefer? Would you prefer Rafinha or Bowen? We've survived before and will again. The question is, will they use the money to invest? Yeah, it's not a matter of, if Rice goes, it's how they spend the money. We've seen 100 million wasted before by Tottenham when Bale left. Obviously, that was wasted money. And I believe, when Barcelona sold Neymar, if you look at the actual players they've bought, Griezmann, Coutinho, was Coutinho like 100 odd million, and then and they was putting these players, because they made so much money from the Neymar deal, they was putting players like Umtiti on like £500,000 a week. I think Griezmann is a good player, but I think Griezmann was on like 700-800 grand a week, and they wasted the money. And that's why they're rebuilding now, and that's why Messi had to leave. When it comes down to a potential transfer, we better be firm and tough. I don't want us to roll over and sell our best midfielder for peanuts. Minimum of 180 to 200 million. I think we could push to 130, mate. I think 180, 200, that's a bit much. But I think we could get 130 for him. I really do. Zuma and Dawson look very strong as a partnership. Yeah, I love Zuma. I know obviously what he's done recently is, we've spoke about that, and it never going to justify what he's done as a human being, but on the football pitch, he is immense. He is. And Dawson has that Ginger Collins vibe, body on the line. He seems to become a better player as well with Zuma next to him, and that's what does happen. We've seen it with Dimitri Payet. You bring in a good player, Paulo Di Canio, they raise the game of the other players, and that is what someone like Zuma has brought in. And when it was Zuma and Oggy, sadly we've only seen them play together a few times. They were immense together. And it's just a shame that, even when Elkie comes back, he's going to be on the wrong age. But those Italian defenders, they do go on. Those Italian defenders go on to like they're 40 years old. They're made of different metal. What happened to the money the new guys paid for his shares? God knows, mate. Honest to God, I can't say I know too much about that, if I'm honest, mate. I'm just going to quickly look at Seville, guys, see what they've been up to. Obviously, I will do a preview. So with Seville, obviously they played on Friday. They had a 0-0 against Alvarez. They beat Real Betis before that. Lost 1-0 to Zagreb. 1-1 with Seville as well. So their form is a little bit sketchy recently, I have to say. Just looking, then before that, a 1-1, 3-1 against Zagreb, 2-0, 0-0. Lots of draws, actually. 2-2s, 1-1, 2-1 loss. Their form's a little bit sketchy in terms of the league table. They are still up there. They sort of win, draw, win, draw, win, draw. And I don't think they can win. Winning the league is going to be a tough ask. 8 points, that is there. They should secure second, so maybe they can put their eggs in one basket for this. It's going to be very hard for them to drop out the Champions League place as well. 10 points, but yeah, their form is a little bit scattered, I have to say, in terms of their players. I've listed a few guys: Anthony Martial, Ivan Rakitic, Jules Koundé, a great player; Eric Lamela, former Spurs; Yusuf El Nesri, player we've been linked with a few times; Diego Carlos, the man who was linked to Newcastle; Lucas Campos, good player; Acuna, may know that name; Jesus Navas, former Man City, plays right back for them. Who else we got here? Llorente, former Spurs as well. A few former Spurs is in there. Yeah, that's about it really. But Nzonzi as well, former Blackburn. Did he play for Spurs as well, Nzonzi? I can't remember. Where are we at? Matt Rainey, Diop, keep or sell. I think we have to keep him at the minute. Unless we get Tarkowski in the summer, the free transfer. I'm sure we'll be knocking on that door. It'd be us or Newcastle, I think, around the Tarkowski deal. Then I'd keep him. But if Tarkowski comes in, I think we can afford to sell, because then you'd have Zuma and Tarkowski, or Bonner and Dawson as the backup. And I'm fairly happy with that. Paid off the loans. The problem is not to sell Rice or the others. The problem is spending the money on the club. I agree, mate. I totally agree. Moyes and Declan winning London Manager and Player of the Year was a great accolade. Yeah, it's great to see. Always great to see your club, celebrating and winning awards. Will you do a FIFA 22 preview against Seville? I certainly will, mate. I'm looking forward to doing that one, actually. That's going to be a tough old game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that one. I'll probably film that. Probably film it Wednesday night and put it out Wednesday night as well. So look out for that one, guys. I will definitely put them out. I'm sorry I didn't do one for Liverpool. There's just so many games. Quick and fire. Obviously, we had the Southampton game. We had the Liverpool game. There were so many previews to do and reviews to do. Actually, to get those videos done, it takes a while and it's time with the family and stuff. So apologies for that. John Expat says, hi, Luke. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Gary says, I worry the fact we need 10 players in the summer and how that would affect the balance of the team. I agree. We need a left back, we need another centre back, we need 2 strikers, we need a centre midfielder, to name a few. Maybe need a backup goalkeeper because Ariola may go. It's becoming a bit of an issue, a bit of a problem, I have to say. And that, again, that screams more that we'd sell Declan Rice so that we can fund that. I had a rumour the other day that Bonner could be back towards the end of the season. Yeah, apparently he's ahead of schedule. I personally wouldn't want to see him rush back unless it was like we do get to the next stages of Europa League and we can play him. But I wouldn't rush him back. I wouldn't rush him back at all. Seville manager coming out saying we were the complete team and a tough side nobody wants. Yeah, listen, we're underestimating ourselves as a bit of a force this year. I know we've had patches and we're all a little bit sort of half negative at the minute because of the transfer window hangover and the fact that it could have been so much better just in terms of padding of the squad. But let's not forget we're a decent team. We are a decent team. Ain't Seville got some injuries? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, mate. I've not looked into it, and when I do my preview, obviously I will let you guys know. What's the news on Bowen? Nothing yet, mate. Nothing's come out yet. Obviously, with the Valley scan, we know Moyes, keeps his stuff sort of quiet. So we'll wait and see. Noble done well, considering he's injured. Would love to see him more. Yeah, I've got to say, obviously where he's had a lot of rest, obviously his legs have probably recovered a little bit. And listen, he's never going to be electric pace and box to box, but he has got that. He's quite calm on the ball. He can see a pass. So yeah, maybe there is, a bit of time for him, and there is a place for him, until the end of the season to come on and do some stuff like that for us and take the pressure off a little bit of the midfield. Gary, mate, I want to see Noble more. I don't think we will get another one like him now. Not for a long time, mate. Not for a long time. Maybe someone like Ben Johnson might play his career at West Ham. He's a big West Ham fan. He's loyal, but apparently teams were sniffing around him. Arsenal, a couple of other sort of the mid-level big boys were sniffing around him. What's got to happen for Flex to be brought on? I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. I would love to see him come on. I really, really would. But we did get to see Dan Chester. Like I said, I don't think he touched the ball. But and I think Ashby could be given a chance as well. But again, Ben Johnson, right back is a really strong position. And it's so ironic that right back is quite a strong position now, when for years that was the problem. Obviously, Antonio playing there. And now left back's the issue. We've got Cresswell, but after Cresswell gets injured. Masuaku's awful. Fonel's at left wing back, not really. We need to beef up left back, really. Stephen says, "Hi Luke, we will all lift ourselves again before we play Seville game. West Ham fans always do. It was really good effort for Liverpool. Deserved a draw at least." Yeah, listen, if the boys can't lift their game for the Seville game, then there's something wrong with them. It's the biggest game of most of their careers, arguably, apart from maybe someone like Declan Rice and maybe, Zuma played in World Cup finals. I can't remember whether he played or not. Champions League finals. For everyone else, this is, one of the biggest games of their life. And it's a huge opportunity for them. Why haven't we brought in an ex-striker to sort out the shooting? And like I say, I think Denver Barr's at the club now working with the kids, so maybe he might get involved. Kevin Nolan was a good finisher, so I don't know, again, what's happening there. Luke, I would love Benny to be the next Noble to stay for his career. Obviously, Ben Johnson, I'm assuming you're saying, not Ben Rama. But look what he did to my mate Grady, and I can tell you he loved West Ham so much, but moved to West Ham. We got Ben Rama. Yeah, mate, I think the Grady one was a sad one. I just read this morning that we could be going in for the next Jared Bowen. A guy called Johnson from Nottingham Forest. I've got nothing against going for Championship players, mate. I like Championship players. A lot of Championship players know the privilege that they've been given when they get bought by a Premier League club, and they run their socks off. So I've never been against that. Some of our best players in the past sort of 20 years, Dean Ashton, Jared Bowen, to name a few. Cresswell obviously came for the Championship, has done a bit of very loyal servant to us. Antonio was for the Championship as well. So, no issue with that at all. I'm going to go a bit longer, guys. So if you've got any more topics, get them in. I'm going to go for about another 10 minutes. That'll be a 45-minute show. So, yeah, just last chance to get your things in. Plenty of videos this week. Like I say, I promise, just remind me. If I do a video and I've not done it, remind me, and I'll get that Seville FIFA preview out, because I know you guys want it. Ben Rama not been running enough lately. We know what Moyes thinks of that. Not sure what to do. I don't think he wants to be there anymore, mate. I think he needs to go to a club where he could sort of be freed, basically. I don't think under Moyes he'll be allowed to play the way he wants to play, which is unfortunate, because there is a good player in there. Ivan Toney is a player I've wanted for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Would you think it would be a good partnership with Antonio? Yeah, good player. Another one, mate. Obviously, seems like Ollie Watkins wants out of Aston Villa. I'd be buzzing to get Ollie Watkins. What a player he is. And definitely would suit our style of play. Very big, very hungry. Good link-up play. I'd be all over Ollie Watkins if there was a chance of getting him out of Villa. Hit the like button, help me out, certainly. And get subscribing, guys. Get us up to 4K. Any idea about Bowen's injury? No, sadly not, mate. There's been sort of a lot of people asking that question today. Sadly, I'm not in the know. I do not know that. Right, guys, unless there's anything else, and I'm literally going to give you 2 minutes to get your questions in or any topics, I think I will wrap it up there, guys. It's been a fun show. I've really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I don't do these enough anymore, and I do apologise. And I know you guys really enjoy these ones. It's your chance to, get your comments read out on screen, and we have a little topic, and I give you, give you the love back that you give to me. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be back with some videos, Seville previews, FIFA previews. Then obviously we've got the games at the weekend as well. Big games coming up. Does Arthur have a place in the squad next season? No, I think I would get rid of him. What can we achieve this season? Hopefully top 6, mate. And it would be nice to go maybe another round or so in the Europa League. And Happy Hammer says, fortune is always hiding. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to leave it there. Come on, you irons. Hit that like button. Keep believing. Let's go.